Hey y'all, it's the Hunky Homemaker back again. Thanks for joining me. Today we're back here in the kitchen. As you can see, we're going to be making glazed carrots, so a classic side dish. We're just going to do like a two-person portion today, not a lot. But yeah, so it's pretty easy, straightforward. I'm going to start with the first step and then we'll start talking about it because I need a few minutes for this first step. So, today is glazed carrots, as I said, and you don't need too many ingredients. You don't need a lot of crazy stuff. It's pretty straightforward and easy. We're using the 3 carrots here, 3 medium-sized carrots, peeled, and then a slice, kind of thickly sliced. Now, first thing you're gonna blanch those, I guess, or lightly boil them in water. So we've got a little saucepan of water, as you see, and then we just put the carrots right in there. I brought the water up to boiling right before I began the video. So bring your water up, put in your carrots, and let them cook about 5 minutes. Now this is just to soften up your carrots and to cook them also. Once they're about 3/4 cooked in your hot water, we're gonna move them over to the skillet, saute them and glaze them, get that sauce on them, and then they're done. Pretty easy, nothing too crazy about it. So, like I said, 3 carrots, and then you wanna just do a little salt and pepper in your water as well. And we will salt and pepper again once we get to the skillet, but that is all there is to it for that step. So, been having these editing issues with my videos. It's really frustrating, and so I thought, well, until I get better at these troubleshooting of my editing issues, I'll just do shorter videos. So I'm not investing as much time for it to just fall apart. I've filmed 2 or 3 of these cooking tutorials, and only one of them has made it onto the channel, so it's frustrating, but I guess all you, the YouTube creators out there, I'm sure you guys understand this type of frustration. And anyone else, it's a lot. Creating these YouTube videos is a lot. And I've learned that there's a lot of time and effort that people are putting into it. And here on the Hunky Homemaker, we are more straightforward stuff. It's more approachable things within the realm of homemaking. I'm not perfect. I'm not a great creator as of yet. That part of it, I'm still learning. I do know how to cook, and I love cooking, and I love homemaking. But as far as the technical side, it's the part that I'm learning. So we're sticking with things that are more approachable at the moment. Not too fancy, not too crazy, until I get the technological portion down. So thanks for being here. Thanks for playing along with me and learning with me. But yeah, so I thought we would do just a nice little side dish. We'll be doing a few side dishes over the next few weeks, rather than longer involved dishes, so that I don't have to worry about losing all the time and effort for the videos. So our water's coming back up to boil now. It's only been a minute or 2. These carrots are actually carrots from our garden. I had harvested all the carrots at the end of the fall, probably November. But there were like 20 left in the garden that were still so small. And I thought, well, they're too small to harvest, but I'll just leave them in here anyway. I'm not just going to pull them out. So I left them in there over the winter. I went back last week to turn over the garden to get it ready to plant for spring. There's a video of that here in the channel, so look at that for gardening tips, which we also provide here on the Hunky Homemaker. As I'm turning over the soil, I said, well, let me pull all these out, and they were great. They were beautiful. They'd made it through the winter. We had snow here for weeks. It was very cold for months, but these carrots are still growing. So I've learned something about that here in our zone, at least. I can leave carrots in the garden all winter and keep growing them. So that was a real revelation for me, and that's one of the great things about gardening and cooking, is that you can always learn more. So anyway, these are leftover carrots from this winter carrots, fresh out of the garden. So they're going to be really delicious. Other than the carrots, the only thing you're going to need is a tablespoon of butter, and then we've got like 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh parsley, and we're going to do 2 tablespoons of honey. So these are going to be glazed, like butter and honey glazed carrots. And like I said, it's just a simple, straightforward dish. I think of this as sort of old-fashioned, but in a good way, but nutritious and delicious. So that's what we're doing today. So I think we've got far enough along with these carrots. I don't like mine too soft, I know a lot of Southerners like to really cook their veggies a long time. But this particular preparation, you really don't have to go that far with it. So I'm going to scoop all these out. And they're going to go right into our skillet. Just like that. And this is one of the satisfying moments about gardening, when you see that beautiful produce right there in the skillet and you're about to eat it. All that time and effort is just worth it, And like I said, you learn as you do it too. So many facets that are positive about gardening and cooking. And when you bring them all together, I feel like Martha Stewart right now. This is just great. Okay, so we've got that. We've moved up everything over into the skillet. Like I said, 1 tablespoon of butter. That is going to go right in there. Now your skillet, you want it to be on like medium high. This is just a quick little turnover to make our sauce. Our carrots are mostly cooked, and as the sauce comes together, the carrots will finish cooking. So you don't need to be on a low temperature or medium. You want to be on a medium high to get a quick glaze on your carrots. Now again, a little bit of salt and pepper. Not too much. And then I'm going to do a dash of garlic powder as well. Just a little, not so much to overpower the honey. We are going to turn these and let them glaze. And that is really all. Once we get that butter incorporated, we're going to add our honey and let them glaze. Yeah, this will be just enough for a side dish for dinner tonight. If you have a larger group, you want to do 7 or 8 carrots, depending on the carrots. A lot of times you'll find the skinnier, longer carrots at the grocery store. So then, do 9 or 10, depending on the group. But for us tonight, this is going to be just right. I had already eaten the rest of the carrots, the winter carrots that made it through the winter. This is what we were left with, our 3, the biggest ones I saved for glazing. Starting to simmer over here with the butter. So we're going to go right forward with our honey. This is local honey from the area. Whenever possible, if you can find a local honey producer in your area, get that, for sure. A lot of places, especially nowadays, you can find, if you live in any metro area or suburb, you can, find something from the neighboring areas. And if you're out in the country, you definitely know where to get some good honey. So use that whenever possible. Now, let that honey come up to temperature. And then as your honey caramelizes and mixes with that butter, that's your glaze, and that is it. This is really beautiful. And so, this isn't something that I had a lot as a kid. I think it was just too fancy for us at our house, maybe. But I like it, and like I said, it's so quick. I feel like this is the kind of thing that used to be served at like old steakhouses in the 80s, like the T-bone with the glazed carrots, stuff like that. It's kind of what I associate it with. I don't know. Do y'all like glazed carrots? What do y'all think about it? How do you like to cook your carrots? Whenever our carrots started coming up out of the garden, I was tempted to just make carrot cake with all of them, you know, because that's where my mind goes with carrots. But we have come up with a couple of good uses for them. I love them in a stir fry for sure. Oh, this is looking good. And that aroma, that butter and honey smell is just so wonderful. It's filling the kitchen. So yeah, you can already see that honey is really starting to caramelize and bubble and cover our carrots. And as you go, just kind of stir a little bit in order to get everybody covered with your glaze. Ooh, it's lovely. So yeah, this would be a good side dish for steak, pork chops, you know, things like that. Even like a meatloaf, any type of entree, you know. Ooh, that smells good. I love honey so much. Okay, I'm gonna give that another minute or two just to really reduce and cover everybody. So just another minute or two and we're good to go. So yeah, these editing issues, y'all, all y'all creators out there, hats off to you. And I guess it's because y'all are younger than me and you know more about computers, but the headache involved in this stuff is a lot. Like, I'm scared that right now my video is not even recording, like all the anxiety, how do you do it? Yeah, it's a lot. So y'all are really heroes to me. But yeah, I'm just amazed. But to address the Hunky Homemaker, you know, I like to do home tips, cooking, obviously, tons of recipes. We're planning to do lots of different recipes, lots of different ideas and different tips and tricks in the kitchen, as well as gardening. You know, I love our vegetable garden. I'm doing a flower garden this year as well. Things like that. And other home tips, you know, little things around the house, design, decor, things like that. But I am going to start off more simply than I did. I'm going to focus more on side dishes, things that are shorter, because I don't want to go through this trouble of shooting an entire video, then losing it and not being able to post it. So hopefully the learning process will come to me and I'll figure out the problems I'm having. And then we can do longer, you know, more focused videos, longer dishes, you know, bigger things, entrees, desserts, things like that. But for now, I'm going to do things that I know I can handle, and I won't be terribly upset if I lose. Okay, so I think we have glazed ourselves. We are good to go here. Now, as I mentioned before, we have 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh parsley. We'll top that. And I've turned off the heat. I'm just going to toss this one last time with the parsley, transfer it to a serving bowl, and we are ready to go. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. Very springish too. It seems very springtime. Fresh, beautiful, and simple. Okay. There you have it. So one of tonight's side dishes, our glazed carrots with honey, butter, and fresh parsley. So give this a try, y'all. It really looks delicious. And you see, it's a quick throw together. While you have your entree in the oven or the entree on the back burner, you can toss these together while you're cooking the other components of your dinner. And they're wonderful and nutritious. So give that a try. Let us know what you think. Join us for some more tips here on the Hunky Homemaker. Thanks, y'all.